What's up, everybody, and welcome to
The LittleBigKast,
where four players search for that elusive game-life balance. On today's show, General Hawks kills the buzz. Can't really help
Way
it.
to go, Jeff.
Ben joins the crew again.
Hey, Ben.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Drew uses his kids to farm Pokemon,
It's true. I'm not
It's a good thing
ashamed.
or a bad thing?
while Rachel learns the 9-to-5 biz.
I don't have kids.
It's episode 104, ladies and gentlemen, of the Little Big Cast. All right, then what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 104 of the Little Big Cast. My name is Jeff Hawks. I'm one of four hosts for today's show.
The best looking of one of four.
Wow.
One of the best looking of
I'm
one of
saying.
four. We've got four best lookings today,
Yeah,
I think.
you
We're
were.
all
We've got a
pretty.
pretty filled out show of attractive people.
Oh, what
Over
the-
to my over to my far left here, we got our own little Professor Drew Tyler.
Hey, welcome.
A little bit further to the right, we have Rachel Hernandez.
Hello.
And then special guest joining us again, Ben Heater.
Spartan himself.
Hello, guys.
Spartan.
That
Tell us about
was
your
the
week,
Vanna
brother.
White right there. Nice.
I figure guests go
Dude.
first, right?
Yeah,
Normally
always.
ladies first, but when it's guests go first.
Guest
It's
trump
been a while
lady.
since I've been
Fine.
on the show, and I'll tell you this right now. I rolled initiative for the first time in my life since the last time I was on this show.
I don't know what that means.
Neither.
It sounds like
Pen
D&D.
and paper
glad.
Sounds like
You
RPG
played like D&D.
for the first. I played Pathfinder. It was my first exposure to pen and paper RPGs. I've always wanted to play since I was a kid, but I was too socially awkward for the geeky kids, for the Dungeon and Dragon kids in high school. I was
Wait,
literally
That's saying
shunned
a
by
lot.
them.
You were socially awkward. Too socially awkward for the geeky kids back then.
Yes,
That's a
I
big
was
deal.
shunned by them. I don't know what my deal was, but it wasn't any good. But I actually went out searching for someone who was willing to take the leap with me and go find some random group or some random dungeon master or something to teach us to play and run a campaign. And I'm like, dude, do this with me. And he says, dude, I'm a DM for my group in my neighborhood. Why don't you just come play with us? Oh, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I did, and I love it.
Awesome.
I love it. It's taken a little bit of it's taken 3 hours out of my gaming time on Saturdays.
Still kind of gaming.
It counts. I think it totally still counts.
Yeah, but dude, it still counts. It's just not my video gaming time. Destiny suffered a little, but
alright.
other than that,
It's all right.
and I jumped into
this week,
and I jumped into Overwatch this week.
which you ignored my request to jam.
Ooh.
I wasn't on. It was my wife.
Was she,
She ignored you.
She does not.
Ben's wife ignored Jeff.
She did ignore
This
you.
just in.
She said Jeff sent you some kind of notification, and I was
like 5 times. It's driving me crazy.
This thing keeps dinging.
That's funny. Cool. So you said you had a Pokemon Go story to tell us, though.
okay. So Pokemon Go, I work on top of a Pokestop at Barnes and Noble. So they're running lures constantly.
All day.
Every day. It's the Gateway
Gotta run 'em all.
Mall, so obviously no one ever goes there. So they've actually been getting a lot of traffic. There's so many.
Takes guts to go.
Not anymore. There's
Pokemon
security. There's
Can I say
security.
that's like by the homeless shelter. I kind of work by there, and there are a surprisingly large amount of lures at the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
Dude, they run
interesting.
lures. I don't know where they're getting the funds, the Poke Coins, but they got it.
They're trading cans
So-
of beans.
Yeah.
Can
So
you
we're
just give me a lure, man?
So I'm at work, and it's become an epidemic. I work at a financial institution, and they're like, "Hey,
Lucky.
guys, get back to work because our productivity has dropped drastically since Pokemon Go came out."
That's funny.
Can't believe they called you out, man. That's-
Yeah, they called us out, but I was on the phone. I'd been in a conversation with one of my clients for about 45 minutes, and I was showing her some really cool, stock analysis and retirement projection tools and all these things. And she's like, "Wow, this is amazing." And she's like 66.
Wow.
And she goes, "You know what? This is kind of bad." I was like, "What do you mean?" She says, "This is really going to cut into my Pokemon Go time." And
Are
I'm
you
like, "Wait a
serious?
minute, what?
Stocks.
You're 66 years old." And I'm like, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, that game's amazing. You ever played that game?" I'm like,
This is a phenomenon.
I was stuck.
Yeah.
Do I admit that I was playing Pokemon Go right then while speaking with her? Because I'm on the phone, and I was,
You're just throwing balls. Just
throwing
throw
Pokeballs
balls.
because lures are Pokemon are spawning everywhere.
You've got to get
right?
them.
You got to get them.
Gotta get them all.
And I went with. Well, I've been on the phone for 40 minutes. Our appointment was only for 30 minutes. And maybe if I don't get into the Pokemon conversation, I can get this over in 5. And yeah, that appointment lasted for another like 30 minutes even
Oh,
without
man.
Pokemon.
Wow.
But I changed the subject quickly, but I didn't own up to the fact that I caught a Pidgey while I was talking to her. But
Just
it's all
a
good.
Pidgey.
I love Pidgeys. Yeah, I've got like 25 of them ready to
Ready
cash
to
in the
go?
lucky
Ready
egg
Am I,
and
the
go.
only, am I the only person in this group not playing?
No, I don't play.
Okay, so Alicia and
You count.
and
You
Jeff?
don't-
Yeah,
you don't-
Producer.
You don't follow the trend though. It's like if
That's
it's
true.
trendy, you go the opposite way.
That's true. That's true.
So when Pokemon Go dies, that's when you might pick it up.
That's so I had a friend of mine show me that there was a pidgeycalc.com, and you tell it. I know, right? You tell it how many Pidgeys you have, or how many of anything you have, how many of the candies that you have for that Pidgey, and it'll tell you. It'll say trade 3 in, like transfer 3 to the professor, and then crack your lucky egg, and then go for it, and you will get X number of experience. It'll take this long. Like it just cracks out all of the data.
It's
for
like
you.
the light calculator for Destiny.
Yep,
when it first
that's
came out.
exactly
I was
it.
like,
Yep.
what the light the light conversion calc when that was all confusing.
Exactly what it is. Yep.
I've seen several cartoons where people are handing is it the professor? Who are they handing the Pokemon
Professor
to?
Oak.
Professor Oak,
thought
their
it was Willow.
Pokemon for candy.
Yeah,
and he's
it's
just putting them into
like a
grinders.
grinders.
It's
Yeah.
like grinding them out for candy and then handing it back, and they're like,
What really happens?
That's how he really
Now,
does
Master
it.
Dugan-
He's the nutty professor. He's
Master Dog
Anyway.
says he's not playing either. So
anyway. That's
All
my.
right, at least I'm not alone.
Sorry, I kind of monopolized that, but yeah, that's been my week / month / day.
that's busy.
I don't think my thing is loading.
It's we're
Chat.
live. Oh really?
Oh, and I went to girls' camp and got
It's all good. I'll survive.
You're not a
Refresh it.
girl.
Refresh it. You
yeah,
went to girl-
reason that out.
Sometimes you
So what
gotta
else,
have
Drew?
it in there.
I mean, you started kind of going into a little bit of your Pidgey.
If you want my Pokemon Go update, is that you want my? Okay.
No, I just want your weekly update. You can ignore Pokemon if you like.
Let's see. This week so far, I have caught up on grading,
Nice.
which again, I put it off.
I have bumped into you at the school
Yeah, that's
several
right.
times.
Yeah, and while I was there, I was grading. I was working, taking calls and working. I may have flipped a few balls, but I was working.
There you go.
I was good. But
Clicked a few balls.
Wink. Just wink next time you say that.
I don't know why that's the first time I've even realized that. I
Really?
don't know how many times I've
Flicking-
heard somebody
flicking-
say they're flicking balls. They probably meant it, and I didn't even catch it.
But we do. But the best part is, I didn't get a whole lot done Tuesday morning. I did my grading. I did good. And this is funny because it's my master's class. That was like a 7-week class. And that's usually about the time in the semester when I actually start grading. So the class was done and over when I was like, oh, yeah, here's all the grades from the first week and the second week. And the third week. So
You're
I'm on
that-
campus.
You're that teacher.
Yeah, and
Send
that,
them in
Oh,
bulk.
thanks, man.
in the summer,
Grades
I
in
had
bulk.
excuses. But I did all that in the morning, and then I decided because there were so many lures on campus and that I was getting a little distracted with things, that I would come home and get a draft play. I draft a new player, so I brought a little Big Bean up, and she went hunting while I finished grading.
That's cool.
Nice.
So that was fun. And I'd give her the phone. I'd just be like, "Don't drop the phone."
No matter what
Well,
happens.
what am I supposed to do? Should I catch Pidgey? Should I transfer it? And I was like, just don't drop the phone. You can do whatever you want in the game. Just don't drop the phone. But she did. She went out and she played. She had a great time. And she'd come back after like 10, 15 minutes and she'd be like, I did this and I found this. And then she'd show me a picture. There was a grasshopper. I took a picture of a grasshopper. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
Did you try and catch
How
it?
resourceful.
Catch it.
Yeah. It's good. So, other than that,
Real
game-wise, I have been playing Witcher with Peach.
Nice.
Still in that Blood and Wine. And then
Are you enjoying the story? Like, is
Oh,
it good
loving
enough
it.
that I should jump back in with Claire?
the story is fantastic.
Because Claire loved.
It's
Claire
just as
loved the original.
yeah, it's just as this expansion is, it's engaging. It's fantastic. You're basically trying to figure out why these murders are happening in like a fairy tale land, almost like they talk with there's countesses and counts and princesses, and it seems so set apart from the other map, from the other place but yet there's still all the side quests and still all the other things. So super enjoying it. I even got felt like I was going too fast in this story, and one night we played for 45 minutes and it was a lot of cutscenes. Like, go here, talk to them, and then you get lots of story. So it feels more movie-like than like battle, then a little story, then battle. Like, it was really running well. But I took a break because I found a guy that had all this information for, was it 5 or 6 different Witcher sets, like the feline set and the Manticore set and all these things. And so I decided to follow up on them because I can do that without Peach and still keep the story. But that's been fun. And that and my Thug Life. I did. I finally broke out Spotify on my PS4 because I don't use Spotify. I use
Yeah.
Apple Music, and so I was playing Tetris, and I was like, "This music sucks. Like, it's not the classic NES Tetris sound that I
Right.
grew up with." So I turned off the music and thought, "Well, I can put on my headphones, or I could try this Spotify thing." So I put on a '90s rap playlist. Rachel saw it today, and it was
Seriously?
like, It was solid rap.
Yeah, you're like, give me a recommendation. So first I went to Drew's like Spotify
Went to go
account
see my account. Yeah.
to see what he was listening to, and it was like top 5 or
Coolio, Bismarcky.
Bismarcky,
Oh, man,
Missy
awesome.
Elliott.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
Dude,
like,
Missy
wow.
Elliott, still even today, you listen to her stuff. That chick can jam.
She's
dude.
got it, but I just saw those
My
5 and I was
gosh.
like,
Too funny, right?
Drew. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But no, that's it for my week. Just basically enjoying my summer to the max. Like every day gets closer, and I'm just thinking, we're almost done. Like I gotta go back. No. But I did tour my studio that's getting rebuilt, like renovated, and that is gonna be sweet.
Our podcast
Like,
room sounds like
yeah.
it's coming together.
It'll look just like this, except for it won't have the
But
door
better.
with the cables hanging up, and
kinda
And a
like-
table.
It's a little bigger, and it'll have a full table, and all of that gear will be across the window.
That's awesome.
Nice.
It's gonna be so sweet.
I'm so stoked.
Nice.
So
Rachel, you want to go next? Or me?
Me, I'll go. So you mentioned to your little one not to drop your phone.
yeah, don't drop the.
I just got a new phone because mine took some water damage, and
Was it at least
Tell
a
me you
beach,
didn't
though?
drop it.
here's this fun
With the
story.
toilet.
I got my car's oil change fix, and then my boyfriend and I were like, let's go get street tacos and catch Pokemon. So we go get street tacos, and I go back to put my phone in my back pocket, and it
miss.
hits the ground. Here's the thing though, I had a case on it, and I had a tempered glass screen protector on my phone. I did everything I could to prevent this to happen. And he picks up my phone, and like the case lid popped off, and he like looks at it, and you see a crack, and he was like, well, good thing you have tempered glass. And I look at it, and I'm like, it went under the tempered glass.
No way.
Yeah. So I didn't even have it for 2 weeks, and I had to go
So
get
was it still covered under?
no. No. And like I could have gotten
So what do
Apple Care, but that only would have saved me like $30.
So what did you,
So I got a new screen. I cried a river and got a new screen.
where did you get a new screen at?
I went to the Apple store.
How much did they charge you?
They charged me $130. Yeah. But everywhere else was like
It's like
$100, but they send it into the Apple store, and I wouldn't get it back for like 3 or 4 days.
How long did it take them at the Apple store?
Like an hour.
Holy cow!
Yeah, so they got it done pretty quickly. So yeah, there's worse things that could happen, but that was just like, oh man. But Leon and I have religiously gone out and caught Pokemon almost every
solid date night stuff right there.
Yeah,
it's
that's cool.
like literally religiously. And if we're not playing Pokemon, we're playing Rocket League. We found the trick to hatching
getting-
eggs on Pokemon.
Oh.
It's to longboard
Oh.
because you get
It still counts as you
double the
walking.
distance.
Is
Yeah.
it using like a pedometer style where it's like you have to bounce to get, or is it just
I'm not
distance
sure what
not
it
going
is.
so fast?
I don't even.
It doesn't work if you're
You
in your
can't.
car.
This is
Right,
what I've
that's
learned.
what I
You
figured.
can't go more than 30 miles per hour.
Oh, is that the trick?
That's what I've learned.
Keep it
is-
under 30.
Yeah, if you're going slowly, it'll give it to you. So longboarding works, bicycling works, and you just get the steps twice as fast. So we've been hatching eggs like crazy, longboarding around the block.
I got my first Squirtle on an egg.
Aww,
I know.
cute. I've caught
I
3
started with a
Charmanders.
Squirtle.
Charmanders?
Me too.
I know Charmanders.
Me too.
Jeff, you were missing out. Like you could have your own little Squirtle turtle right now, and you don't.
Squirtle
How do you
turtle.
Sounds so perverted.
That does.
You can have your own Squirtle. Nothing.
Squirtle, turtle,
Squirtle turtle. So playing that and playing some Rocket League. And burping. That's it. It's
That's
really,
a show. That right there is a solid life.
That's pretty much all I've been up to. Big girl jobs
I
working
kind of feel
good.
like you're living the dream right now.
Sort
Right?
of, kind of. I don't know, because I'm doing this whole big girl
You are
job thing
literally Pokemon hunting for like your after work.
in the evening. Yeah,
hobby.
that's not
And
too
she's
bad.
social, like she's dating as well. Like she's
Yeah, you're
progressing
outside
life.
with another human doing it on a longboard.
That's amazing.
Not too
right?
bad. There are worse ways
You're
to spend
worse
the
done
evenings.
with your extra jobs, right?
Yes,
Boom.
as of last week.
Boom.
So are you up to
Boom.
like 40 hours at the main job?
Yeah,
or
that was the thing.
getting
This
there?
is my second day of doing like the 9 to 5 straight on. And, oh
feel?
man.
Like I love your job though.
Oh,
I gotta say
man.
I love what
It's
you do.
fun.
Yeah,
It's
it's cool.
fun. It's fun. I'm enjoying it too. There are some things I'm just learning.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. It's a learning curve. It's a learning
Okay.
point in my life.
That's good.
9 to
That's
5
good.
sucks.
But it's been fun.
Now that you're out of
it's kinda
college,
cool.
learn something.
I know, yay! 9 to 5's not too bad. It's a pretty sweet environment. So it's like if it's fun, if the people are fun, then it makes it fun. And they're pretty flexible on hours. It's not like 9 to 5. It's like come in when you want, leave when you want. So it's pretty.
So here's
Nice.
what's
That's
interesting, and
cool.
I'll tie my weekend to yours then with on this thought is like I'm having to adjust to not having a 9 to 5.
Oh, that is wow. That's a
Ah.
flip right there.
That's my weird adjustment that I'm having to figure out right now because I work remotely and it's all project
whenever you
based.
want.
Like
Now,
It is all just handling my workflow and my workload and getting everything done. And
I'm curious. So there's no like 9 to 5 for you, no hours set. It's just this is what we
three
expect.
quarters of the company work on the East Coast,
Okay.
and I work Mountain Time, and 2 people live and work in Hawaii. I don't even know what time zone that is. That's one
Hawaii
past
time.
Pacific, right?
It's literally
like
like
2
Hawaii.
past-
No,
2 or
it's
3
way
past.
past Pacific.
Yeah,
It's like
way-
yeah,
It's like 2 hours past, isn't
More,
it?
Maybe more. Yep.
So it's like
like a 4-hour time difference.
we and we're a startup, so like everyone just has their crap that they're trying to get done and trying to get figured out, and so we're all kind of just going nuts trying to get everything done.
I had to get used to that for my summer stuff, like trying to figure out, we call it it's synchronous tasks and then asynchronous tasks. So there are some things that I can do in Mountain Standard Time while they're doing in New York, sleeping, right? So
Right.
it's async. And then there's stuff that we have to do together, which is like this small window of the day, because we have a guy in Finland and a guy in
Oh yeah, that's hard.
Pakistan at the same. Like,
Yeah, that's tough.
so there's some things that were like we would wait and have meetings and when we could all overlap just a bit. But now
Yeah.
they're all in New York, so it's a little easier.
At White Clouds, we were doing that with guys in like China and Japan, and so we would be scheduling stuff
amazing.
for them. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. It was
join
10
us.
o'clock at night for us, and people were still showing up to have these meetings and to talk through stuff. So, yeah, I totally get that. It's been an interesting transition though to like what I've learned is that it takes a hell of a lot more discipline
Yes.
to be like, I just need to sit down and do this. Like, it's almost weird not having someone like breathing down your neck and being like, what's going on, dude? Where are we at on this? Where are we at on this? And now it's like, hey, we need this done as quickly as you can. And so it's just like, okay, that means
That's what's up.
2 days or a week or whatever it is. So that's like
That's
it's
funny.
funny that you're having to figure out the 9 to 5 and I'm having to figure out not
The
falling into the night
end
because I'm so
to it.
comfortable in the 9 to 5. Like I can wake up, I can eat breakfast, I can go at noon. I'll go to the gym because that's when I have lunch, and then it's it's just
Schedule
the
routine.
freedom is almost the extra freedom is almost more difficult to manage than just the structure. So, but
so
I'm enjoying
sleepy.
it. But I am enjoying it. Like I get to have breakfast with my family every day, where before, at White Clouds we started a little bit earlier than I think most companies do, and so, it's just been a transition, which has been kind of weird. It's been a good week though. Played a lot of Overwatch.
Still loving it. Still getting
Yeah,
it.
it's super fun. We helped U Hollywood on Friday. U Hollywood, X, a number of the other guys from our Facebook group attempted the King's Fall raid. Made it all the way to Oryx. Spent a couple hours trying to get Oryx. Couldn't get him. U Hollywood needed it for his Moments of Triumph, and he was trying to get the Touch of Malice. So we put a call out Monday. My plan Monday was that I was going to play Overwatch Monday night. Like that was the plan all along. Ben was online but wasn't responding to anything I was sending him. So I was a little bummed out.
Life, apparently.
But so we put the call out to finish up this Oryx fight, and like the last couple raids that we've done has just been like an exercise in smashing our face against a wall. Like it just has not
working.
gone well. Like we get to Oryx on hard mode, and like
Never beat Oryx
we've
because
probably
of
gotten
this.
to the last like step of the fight, and he's glitched out probably like 8 times, where we have done everything right and it's glitched out, and it's just become such a frustrating
I know this
experience
pain.
that like I'm not interested. I just haven't been interested at all in King's Fall. Like I'm not interested.
That's how I feel when I go to pick up a Pidgey and it freezes on me right there, and you don't know if you got it or not.
You have to
Yeah,
close
there
it.
you go.
You just close it and you
Get
start
a
it.
Pidgey.
Yeah. I know
Do
the
it real
frustration is real. I once had a Spearow right there in front of me. Froze. I didn't know what to do.
Could have been a Mewtwo. Could have been worse.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm the same thing. I've never beat the King's Fall raid because of this. Every time we get there and it starts glitching out, everyone rages out and it's over.
It's over.
It's hard not to though, because it takes such a long time to get there. It takes a lot of coordination. So anyway, Monday rolls around, and U Hollywood put out, "Hey, I really want to finish this. Is there any way people will join and do it?"
This is in your chat.
So yeah, this is in our chat. So it was U Hollywood, our own Glenn.
Our own
So
Glenn,
it was
mascot
Glenn's
Glenn,
first
shout
time.
out.
It was Glenn's first attempt at defeating Oryx, and then we had who was it? I don't know. I can't remember John's. His Zergrush. So we had Zergrush,
yeah.
Render, me, and one other person.
Sounds like the
Oh,
elite
Skier
team.
Die. Yeah, so we had a good team. So we had 4 people that had done the raid before, 2 people that had never done it, and we wiped once and then got it the second time, like super clean all the way through. But I didn't. So what was funny is that Hollywood after the fight was over was like, "Yeah, General Hawk's over here just barking orders," and like I realized I fully did. Like I was so annoyed with like just failing at Oryx. I was like calling out every move.
This is what you do.
Like John, as soon as Zergrush had the freaking orb, I can't even remember what it's called right now. Whenever he had the orb, I'm like, everybody off your podiums, get to the center, get on me right now. Like everyone comes, and so I'm like calling out. I'm like, Glenn, you're front left, Render, you're back right. Though. Like calling out every single step of the way, and so at the end I like apologize because I'm thinking that can't be fun,
Commander.
Well,
but
I don't know. I mean, if you expected it, it's not horrible because I remember playing with you, and that was a welcome. Like, good, somebody knows what they're doing, and they're I'm not going to screw it up because I'm taking the orders. I guess for different type of player, it might be like, I can handle myself.
Yeah,
you shut up, Jeff.
And maybe that's the case. Like maybe like because I don't do that. I really honestly don't do that unless I'm playing with people who haven't beat it before,
or we've wiped a whole bunch of
times. It's just a way of making sure that everyone knows exactly what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And I think part of the problem, or part of the cool, it's not a problem. Part of what's cool about a raid is that it gets chaotic and you have to manage the chaos, right? And so in that moment, I can't help but jump in and be like, okay, we're managing chaos. That's what Jeffrey does. Like when crap hits the fan, I will make sure everyone keeps their head and focuses on what they're doing. It's the same thing. Like Ben and I served in the military together. Like it's the same thing on a flight. Like when things are weird,
it all goes bad.
Like you have a charge med tech who's in charge, who bosses everyone around. Like they're like, this is your role. Do this. You're doing this. Do it. Right? You're doing this. Do it. And when you do that, when you have someone that is stepping in and running the show,
hashtag General Hawks.
It just keeps everything. It keeps the chaos organized. Does that make sense?
No, I totally agree because that's live TV. That's exactly how live TV is. You just know that if and when there's one director directing everything, and if anything goes to crap, that person is going to tell you exactly what to do, when to do it, and how we're getting out of the crap.
Right.
It's very simple.
I would get so mad.
Not so much life and death.
I would get so mad in raids, especially when we were first raiding. When we're doing the first, what's the very first? Atheon. We're doing Atheon, and we're taking care of the orbs, the whole orb section.
Yeah.
I remember doing that with you, and you were barking out orders, and you kept on saying stuff to me.
That didn't make any sense?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, Jeff, I've got it. I remember sitting there thinking, you don't need to talk to me. I got it. Talk to the other guy who keeps making us white. I'm over here. Like I remember saying, Jeff, I've got the left side. I'm killing the left side. Jeff, I have the left side. And he kept on sending people over to the left, and I'm like, no, Jeff, I have the left side. Send somebody the other way.
It sounds like the game I would have played because I played Atheon a couple of times with you guys.
I remember we were wiped. So we'd done it so many times. It was when it was the only raid. We were so good at it at the time, and it was one of those things where we just had some guys that we were wiping like crazy. And it was just so frustrating because this part that was supposed to go quick was not going quick, and Jeff was in full general mode, and he was barking at me.
And it still didn't work? That sucks.
And I was so mad. I was just like, Jeff, I'm one of the guys who knows what we're doing. Talk to the other guy.
That's funny. Sorry.
Where were you when you were General Hawks?
It was fine. I was fine. I remember the thing is I was also frustrated. When I get super frustrated, I don't take direction very well. So it just wasn't.
So Destiny's like this weird window into our relationship.
Cute.
We served in the military for a while. We bossed each other around.
Well, I was gonna say the first time I heard Jeff, it wasn't even I hadn't even played with you. It was on a Twitch stream. I was watching you play, and I had just left my laptop open, and I was in the next room, and all of a sudden, I just hear Jeff barking orders on the Twitch.
Do I sound mean? I don't feel like I'm mean about it.
No, you're not mean.
I was like, is he still playing Destiny? And I look, and he's just telling everyone just I can't even say it. You weren't bossing people around. You were just
intense, right?
Yelling orders. That's maybe not yelling, but just loudly saying orders. And I was like, what is he playing right now?
No, it's literally like just being on a plane when all of a sudden you're you're in charge, your butt's on the line. Doesn't matter who's anybody's rank is. Doesn't matter who's actually responsible for this situation. For all intents and purposes, you are in charge, and you are in trouble if something goes wrong. It's all going to come on you, and it probably has something to do with the fact that it was very high pressure, and our leadership was not very cool. You were screwed. if something went wrong on your flight and you were charged. So it's
You
all on your
take
shoulders.
charge.
Doesn't matter if it's a colonel, if it's a master sergeant, and you're an airman. It doesn't matter. You're going to tell everyone what to do, and you had to learn to say it in a way that wasn't mean, but
Right.
it was still
That'd be the tricky part.
authoritative. You mean you had to tell people what to do, and Jeff is really good at that.
Jeff's good at that.
I
Really, really
apologize
good
if
at that.
I've offended anyone.
No.
I wouldn't mind running another raid with you. I know it's been like 4 or 5 months since I
You
played.
really
If
should.
Jeff's
But I
not
would-
raiding, I don't really want to raid with anybody else.
See, Jeff's a good raider.
It was
No offense, guys.
It was really fun. It ended up being really good, and the fact that we got through it quickly was really encouraging. Anyway, other than that, a lot of Overwatch. Overwatch is just fun. Overwatch is super mellow. Like and Robin has it now, so Robin picked it up last week. Glenn's picking it up soon, which means I
here.
assume you'll have it.
I would, yeah.
if you
if he
game
picked-
share,
yeah,
right?
He gets it, yeah.
The cool thing is you don't ever have to hear anyone if you don't want to, and it plays laid back enough that like, and there's no grind, so like there's no expectation whatsoever. And I say this every week, but if you guys want to jam, Mr. Hawks on PSN.
I don't like losing though, and I get really frustrated when I hop in there with the randos and
Yeah,
the next, and it's
That's
like,
true.
guys, for crying out loud!
Probably
You're
easier
sitting-
to
I'm
get
sitting there
mad.
yelling at the screen, just being like, "That's not your job."
We have an objective.
I was saying, you think it'd be,
That's all we're supposed to do.
it'd be easier to get frustrated with people you don't even know, right?
I'm like,
It's like
my wife's like, "What are you doing?" It's just a stupid game.
It's just the people. Hey, Lacey piped in and says, "I don't think Jeff could offend anyone."
And I'm not
ever."
good enough, and I'm trying to learn to
Aw.
play it better. And I don't get to play with a lot of people I haven't been able to play
To
with
get
anybody
better.
yet. I've just been playing with randos, and yeah, I'm not learning as much or as quickly as I'd like to because I just feel like, come on, guys.
You got to play with us.
All right. Well, if Glenn picks it up, I'm saving my dough for No Man's Sky. But if
I'm
Glenn picks up
not.
Overwatch, I'll
Did you
jump
see
in.
did you see the combat?
Yeah, well, I have it
video?
in news today.
Nice.
Yep.
Then let's kick it to the news. Hang on.
Glenn
Don't
Druckmann-
jump to the news. This is going to be part of the show.
Oh,
Stranger Things is amazing. First of all, you got to watch it. Glenn described it perfectly. So he described it as a combination of like the imagination of Steven Spielberg with the scares and horror of like and suspense of like Stephen King meets John Carpenter. The Thing,
wow.
like you guys.
Yeah,
are
no, I
familiar
know.
with The
Yeah, I'm
Thing,
putting these all
right?
together in my mind, and this is like
It's intense
I can handle
and it's
this.
scary and it is excellent. It is done. So it takes place in the 80s, and it feels like you're watching a show in the 80s. Like the way that they did the visuals, the way that they did,
I'll have to
even the,
watch
like
it.
the intro to like the, you know how every show like you have your introduction. The intro looks like it's VHS. Like it looks like you have like the pixelated little blurbs coming through as you watch through it.
that's
They managed to make it feel very like this cool stylized kind of 80s suspense thriller sci-fi. It's awesome. It's very, very good.
I might
and
try.
it ties into what you were talking about earlier because it follows it kind of has this cool underlying thread of a Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
The show does.
Have to watch it.
Yeah, so it
Oh.
opens up with kids playing
Yes.
D&D and
I haven't even
but,
heard of this.
But the entire thread of the show kind of they're talking about D&D through the whole thing, and they're talking about different campaigns that they've run and how those campaigns that they've run are similar to the experience that they're in right now.
I'm watching this.
Lacey wants
But
to
yeah,
know.
the entire thing kind of plays like a big D&D campaign.
Lacey wants to know: are there any known actors, or is it just random?
Winona
guys?
Ryder
Winona Ryder. I
is,
love her.
is in it. She's
Winona.
fantastic.
Why
She's
no?
probably the only
Like big name.
big name in the show. It's a lot of like I don't know the sheriff's name. You'll recognize the sheriff. The sheriff's a recognizable actor. I don't know his name, but you'll recognize him. All of the
sheriff
kids,
I know is Sheriff of Nottingham.
all of the kids that are like the stars of the show are never
Up-and-comings,
seen
never
before,
seen.
and they are phenomenal. There's this little girl who is basically a NSA mind control experiment gone wrong.
Oh dear.
That's not a big spoiler because you find out like that's a first episode thing.
That
but,
sounds like creepy.
She
Twilight
is
Zone stuff.
phenomenal. Like she's maybe 9 years old and she is phenomenal. And the
My 9-year-old can get creepy. She scares me.
the camaraderie between the 4 young boys in the show is totally believable. Like they were great. It is a very, very well cast show. I think they've already confirmed that there will be a season 2. So if you have a chance, I know this is a PlayStation podcast and that's what we typically talk about, but this one is good enough
we
that
balance.
it's worth
We
picking
got to
up.
balance it, right?
It's
Pen and paper
definitely worth
and-
picking up.
What is it? Stranger Things? Is that what you're talking
Stranger Things, yeah, very,
about?
very good.
I'll watch
Stranger
it.
Things.
Now should we jump? It's on Netflix.
Netflix.
Now should we jump to the news?
News number 1, my friends, is Tomb Raider news. The Rise of Tomb Raider 20-year celebration launches PS4 October 11.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming
So
soon.
excited.
This comes from the PlayStation blog. We're excited to introduce the all-new Blood Ties chapter, which will let you explore Croft Manor and unlock its mysteries in a new story, and then defend it against an undead invasion in Laura's nightmare. So the first time in the franchise history, you'll be able to play Blood Ties in first person through Laura's eyes.
So that sounds like Call of Duty Zombies.
Kind of, right?
The
Yeah.
Croft Manor.
Right, coming at you, avoiding the invasion. So, I'm excited.
Laura Croft zombies.
I love Tomb Raider.
I'm so
You love
stoked.
Tomb
I
Raider.
loved the new installment when it first came out. and
Yeah.
I haven't played the new one yet because it's only
Yeah.
Xbox only. Guess what? Don't have one.
But it's coming. That
I'm
chance is
excited.
coming. So that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. News number 2: Rocket League hit a big milestone right here. I believe July 18th. So what? 2 days? Not even a day ago. Maybe 2 days by the time you guys hear this. They tweeted, "Congrats everyone! We officially reached 19 million players for Rocket League.
Wow.
Humbled by your passion. Thank you. 19 million people.
I
Yeah.
Kicking a
binge
ball.
played it for one night and have never gone back.
Really?
It's really fun.
I just keep on finding other things to play.
I know.
It's pretty great.
I'm-
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, and that's the other one that you do when
That's
you're not
it's either
catching
Pokemon Go or
Pokemon. Yeah.
Rocket League.
I'm not very good
Like
at it.
Leon's probably playing Rocket League instead of watching this right now.
It's probably true. It's probably true. Leon,
Getting ahead of you.
Leon, we need you.
I hate it.
The jerk.
What is he? I think I'm still semi-pro and he's pro, and I hate that. I hate looking
I'm-
at
I'm
that.
not
Ugh. He's a competitive player too, and I hate.
And it's all because of this show, because while you're doing this, he's going pro.
Sorry.
One of these days, she's gonna step out. She's like, "Yes, it's too much." Leon keeps leveling
It's my
up,
PS4.
and I can't do
my
the show.
PS4,
It's done.
he
I'm gonna go
asked
play.
on my
It's my
system.
PS4. He
Yeah,
downloads
if
the PS
Rachel
Plus
ever quits
games
the
for
show,
me.
it'll be so that she can catch up
Still
with
catch up with
Leon.
Leon. Yeah.
Not
Yep.
fair.
Yeah,
Not
just want you
fair.
to know, you'll be breaking up
He can
the
do
team, Leon.
whatever he wants with his PS4, but it's my PS4.
That's hilarious.
Douche. PC Master Race me.
That's
You
hilarious.
know, on that note,
I hope
I'm
you're
going
watching
to
this,
say
so-
something just real quick about the PC Master Race thing. Terry Crews has officially, I guess, joined the PC Master Race.
Oh,
I
thing.
just
really?
wanted to move my
He,
ears
The
the
there
office
for a
linebacker, or
second.
is
He's
that
been-
somebody else?
What's that?
'Cause he
Office
does that.
linebacker Terry Crews, like the football player that
No,
has
the actor.
The actor, well,
the really
he's-
funny
yeah.
actor.
There you go.
Does Old
I think
Spice
it's-
commercials.
Yeah, yeah,
and
but he did
stuff.
football too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did
Yeah,
for a
okay,
while.
so, but yeah, he's
Anyway,
actor. You're right,
so
he's actor.
he, first of all, I think Terry Crews is awesome, but he, so he put a video out on Facebook this week and was like, "I'm joining PC Master Race because my son plays PC games and I want to play with him. So I'm going to be building this out. These are my specs. This is what I'm doing." And
And
he
just-
went through and went through all the different components of
He
his
can
new
afford
computer.
anything he
And
wants.
he's like, "I'm
Yeah.
building it with my son. I'm not having somebody build it for me. I want my wife and I to be, or my son and I to be part of this experience together." And so he's gone through, and what I thought was cool about it is not the fact that it's PC. Like, I don't give a crap about
Right.
this, like PC Master Race or Xbox, whatever. Like, I like that people play games, and I like seeing a father who is in the spotlight come out and be like, "Listen, this is a great way for me to connect with my son.
That is cool.
This is really fun. It's
That's
something
very,
that we can
very
do
cool.
together.
Yeah.
It's something that keeps us connected." And I think what I hope is that more people in those kind of situations reach out and do that. Like, we have a number of people that listen to the show and that actively kind of participate in the community. Like,
Yeah.
I know Mr. Hefe has grown children that he plays with. X
Yeah.
has grown children that he plays with. I have family members, like I have an uncle that plays with his kids who are both teenagers, and I honestly, like, say what you will about gaming and how it like divides people or whatever, and I know that there's a lot of there's always contention on the internet and whatever between
Sure.
different gaming communities and whatever.
Right.
But the reality is that, like, gaming can bring people together, and gaming can bring families together.
I game
And
all
I
the
think that
time.
is freaking cool. So
Just pick up the controller.
I don't know.
again.
Terry
This
Crews
game,
is awesome.
That is
so
cool.
I like
Glenn throws in, I built a PC for my dad, but little did I know it included a lifetime of tech support. This happens. This happens. I took my dad to the Apple store. That also came with a lifetime.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right, let's do news number 3. It's a little somber here. This is actually not exciting news. News number 3 is a pro skier has died shooting a commercial for Ubisoft's next big Alpine Extreme Sports game. So they were out shooting some live footage to go with the new extreme skiing, snowboarding, glide suiting kind of game. And this thing put her name in here.
Matilda Rappaport.
There it is. She got caught under the snow in an avalanche and died a few days later from the injuries. So
this is actually really sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
And I'm gonna stand on a soapbox for a minute. Like I grew up skiing. Like the 5 of us, we live in Utah. I grew up skiing.
Skiing's kind of big, yeah.
Skiing was a big part of my adolescence, and over the last couple of years, like I've watched several people that I grew up like legitimately like idolizing and looking up to have passed away skiing. Like J.P. O'Clair comes to mind, was like one of the pioneers in like new school skiing. C.R. Johnson died within the last 5 or 10 years. Sarah Burke died in Park City training for the Olympics when they were in Japan. And so every time this like stuff like this happens, I kind of am pulled back to like I consider like the person, and I think about like, you know, if you could go back and ask them like, would you change anything about what you've done with your life? Like you're a professional skier. Matilda, she died like 3 months after she got married. Like she's a newlywed.
Wow.
Her husband's a professional skier as well. And I very often think back and like think about, sorry, this is going to take like a kind of somber turn on our podcast today. But like, I think like, would you change anything if you could go back and change,
poetic again.
If you could go back and change the decisions you made in your life, like would you change anything? Any of the decisions that led you to this moment right now? Like you have lived a life that has allowed you to chase passions and to like truly immerse yourself in adrenaline and in excitement and in like real life. And I think the only thing that like makes me feel like a sense of like hope in situations like this is honestly, I really honestly don't think they would change anything. Like if you were to go back and ask these people, like, would you change anything about the way that you've lived your life or the things that you've done? I really don't think that they would. And part of that is, I read in fact, there's a documentary about a guy named Philippe Petit. He's this Frenchman that high wire walked between the World Trade Centers.
Yeah.
Amazing documentary. It's called Man on Wire. And there's a part of the show where he's talking about taking the step from the building onto the wire. And he's like, I had to make the decision to move my weight from my foot that was anchored on the building to the wire. And I knew, he's like, looking at my foot, I knew I was going to die. But at the same time, it was a decision that I had to make. Like I had to step on the wire because that was the only way that I was going to live. Like if I stood back and I stayed on that building, I knew I would never live another day in my life. Like even if I was alive, I wouldn't be living.
Oh, right.
And so he stepped on the wire and he walked the wire and he danced, across the wire as like a freaking bird on a tightrope a mile above the streets of Manhattan. And I think a lot of ways people like Matilda are the same way. Like she's a professional skier. She understood the risks. And even though it's tragic, I think we're very lucky. And now's where it's interesting because this was for a video game, right?
Right.
I really hope the game does it justice and is something that allows people to escape and kind of experience that same escape that skiing was for her. Like for me playing Amped as a teenager in the summer was that escape. Like I was like back on the mountain and I could cruise and listen to Death Cab for Cutie as I like cruise through powder runs. That was what I did to like escape after like a hard day of school or whatever. And so I really hope that the game does her justice. And that was a really long tangent onto a sad topic, but I have like a deep respect for like extreme athletes that are willing to do that, and I don't know. So whatever.
Some risk. That's some big risk. I don't know where to go from here. Should
I
we
don't
just
know. Next
group
news.
hug and move on?
Next news.
I want to die getting eaten by a shark. So
There you go. That would be a good way to go
there you
out.
go. That'd be okay.
It would
Yeah,
be
I don't
cool
know.
stories.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
How'd your dad get
If it
eaten
was
by a
fast,
shark?
I don't want to endure being eaten by a shark.
That's
I don't
cool.
want it
I
piece by
wouldn't mind
piece.
I mean, it'll be pretty quick. If you're gonna get
Super
eaten by a
cool.
shark, I
It'll
mean,
be pretty
one
fast.
big bite, you're
I
bleeding
want-
out pretty quick. I mean, you're passing out. Fast.
Yeah, I want to
Or
be
you're just
bitten in half
drowning.
if it's going to be a shark, though. I don't want to lose a leg and be flopping around and like see him circling me for 10 minutes while I'm dying.
want the
Come
whole-
at me,
Kinda
bro. Just do it. Just do it.
Do you even lift?
Do you even lift? Somebody get this man some protein.
Sorry, I had to go there. You guys, Taco Bell commercial. You guys
I
seen that one,
haven't
right?
seen that, no.
Go.
You guys haven't. You have to. I've
I don't
sent you
have
that
cable.
link before.
Have you? Maybe I've seen
You guys haven't seen that? Quick synopsis: two guys walk onto a beach, two skinny guys with a burrito, and they see these muscle-bound men. I mean, they're huge.
Two
Venice
skinny
Beach,
guys in a
Yeah.
burrito.
They're Venice Beach types. Venice Beach, they're huge, right? And they're lifting, and they're talking about something. And one guy says, he goes, "Huh? I wonder if," and they're talking about like they're drinking these shakes or whatever. And it's like, I wonder if these guys know that, each of these something Taco Bell burritos has 11 grams of protein. And then you see one guy pop up, protein, and another guy from across the way, protein, and then over there, protein, and some guy swimming in the ocean, protein, and they're just these super muscle-bound dudes yelling protein. And then these guys are like, whoa. And then at the end of the commercial, there's one giant muscly dude carrying another even bigger giant muscly dude running out of the ocean. And the guy's kind of flopping, and he's, somebody get this man some protein! He's like running onto the beach. It is so funny. They're like their Venice Beach Speedos.
That's funny.
It's on YouTube still.
Yeah, so go find it.
We'll find it.
That's
I'll post to the LBK
So
page.
good. Yeah, we all need to see. Somebody find that and link it. All right, I got new news. Here's another one. Witty Dog. Neil Druckmann tweeted out a funny bit on Twitter talking about the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration and that Uncharted collection that came out. And all he tweeted was first Melania Trump and now this.
And it had the pictures,
And it had the
right?
pictures
so have
of-
you guys all seen
I
the
saw it,
picture
yeah.
of it? Like it's a straight up it's just a copy of what they did. It's
Like-
just an outline of Laura
And now
in the
this.
exact same pose as Nathan Drake was.
Yep. It's the collection and then the collection. Yeah. So maybe all the original things have been done in this world. Maybe it's just done. Like it's time to just start
There's
rehashing.
nothing left.
No, just rehash. The movies are the same. We just go to sequels, which aren't even good. Like it's
true.
done. We're done. News number 5: protein. No Man's Sky Fight. New trailer came out yesterday for No Man's Sky Fight, because they're doing this kind of there's 4 pillars of gameplay that they're calling explore, fight, trade, and survive.
Right.
And so last week they had the explore trailer. Yesterday was the fight trailer, and it was short. It was short, and
They both were.
wondered-
Explore
Yeah,
was short,
it was
too.
short. It's just kind of like snippets, and they're just. I mean,
Little
we're just like 2 weeks away from being there, right? I think August something. August 8th.
Yeah,
It's coming.
August 7th or 8th.
8th,
No
9th,
friends,
yeah.
no play.
And so, what? Anyone have thoughts on?
I thought it was
On
cool.
fights?
I liked. I mean, they pretty much kind of gave the impression that you can fight anything, right?
Yeah, well,
I
yeah.
saw them shooting at ships, and I saw them shooting at monsters
On
and
land,
at plants
on
and at
outside,
like
yeah.
weird moving spores. And
I didn't see much like hit points coming off, like or how,
I didn't see anyone die.
no one
I
died.
didn't
yeah.
see anyone go down.
I was
and
gonna say, I
don't
just hope
recall-
people aren't dicks about it if you can fight everything.
Right, coming.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
like flying through the sky and some guys just shooting
Just
me
start
down.
shooting you down.
There's gonna be.
Rude.
Well, they talk about
It's
epic,
I know,
epic
it's
like
not
galactic
fair.
battles.
They will.
Like they talk about, like this is one of the things you get. You get to have epic battles, and
But how do you
I
do
don't
that?
know.
if
It
you
looks like
can't meet up with
asteroids to
friends?
me.
Like if I can't play, like if it's an online, which
Yeah.
it's an online game, we know that. But if it's an online game and you can't play with your friends, what good is a galactic battle if you can't join up, right?
Just no PV, just 1v1.
so you versus whatever
Make
gets
friends.
Pokemon Go.
generated.
The next Pokemon Go update should have one-on-one
Cool.
fighting.
There-
So that's what I think of as just like not a team, just me and
It's all
you.
gonna end.
That's
Battling it out.
just battling.
Thunderdome, baby.
That's Thunderdome.
It's
Right
just
there.
what my
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
comp professor would say for everything.
Thunderdome,
Do you know exactly
baby.
who it is?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And that, my friends, is the news.
So the topic that I wanted to bring up today, guys, and I don't know where you guys, I genuinely don't know where you guys sit on the fence for this. Nintendo last week released that they are going to be releasing a miniature NES that has 30 games built into it, right? And it's going to hit a price point in November of $59.99. So the total list of games: Balloon Fight, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2, Dr. Mario, Excite Bike, Final Fantasy, Galaga, Goblins and Ghosts and Goblins, Gradius. I just burped, sorry. Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Mario Brothers, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man Punch-Out, Star Tropics, Super C, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, Tecmo Bowl, The Legend of Zelda, and Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. So, I mean, these are all very heavy hitters within the NES life cycle, right? Like, they're the biggest hits of the NES life cycle. So, I wanted to ask you guys if this made sense to you. Like, let's start there.
Let's do this with chat too. So we'll pull the chat. Let us know if you're getting it or not in the comments below. Yes or no. Just put in yes or no in the comments below if you think you're going to get this, and then we'll sound off and we'll see what the chat feels like too. So yes if you're getting it, no if you're not. What are your thoughts?
So whenever I wanted to play these old games, there's this thing called an emulator. I don't know.
Right?
I don't know if you've heard about it.
Oh, yeah.
And
These games can be played right now today.
they
on your
can,
computer.
and they still can. So, which is funny, because what was it, like 3 weeks ago, I said I feel super bad for Nintendo because they can't come up with any new IPs to make the money. Like, literally, the only way they can come up with money is to reuse their old
Existing
IPs. So I think this is funny in that I didn't think this was going to make the money just because people can already play these games. But everyone's stoked on it, and everyone I talk to, everyone I've talked to says that they're going to buy it hands down, and I'm just like, why would you spend money when you can?
So here's, because I totally agree with you, and here's the other thing. This is the equivalent of just one game. If everyone in the world buys it, it's just one game.
Right?
So really, how much money does it even make them?
That's true.
Ultimately, like, everyone in the entire world can buy one game
One
for a
Wii U
PS4,
game.
or they can buy this, and it has like 30 mini games. What are now today
Right.
mini games, right?
Right.
It does not make sense to me. Like,
Me either.
I don't get it.
It's literally just like a
I
memory.
get it.
It's like a fashionable flash drive that has all of these files on it.
Right.
And people.
That's exactly what it is.
That's all.
That's
it is.
exactly what it is that you can plug a controller into.
Right.
But the
And people are
controller,
loving
right?
it.
You could touch the controller.
Nostalgia sells.
Yeah.
It's so
And they're doing
crazy.
it in a way that was absolutely brilliant. They said, "Hey guys, let's get super nostalgia, new wave, Pokemon Go." Boom! Everybody, look at me! Look at me! Look at me! Look at me! I'm about to do something even more nostalgia. Little NES.
Little Nin.
And
Put that
and
little
I'm not
twist
gonna
on it.
and I'm not gonna say. And I'm going to give you 30 games with it. Not only 30 of your favorite games.
Right.
And I'm only going to charge you for the price of a game. Is it going to be that much money? No. But it makes people look at Nintendo and think, huh. Like it's
I remember those
look at me.
days.
It's look at me. It's
Yeah.
Nintendo,
Yeah.
right? I think this is feeding pretty heavily into whatever they're going to do, transitioning into their NX. It's just getting the attention on Nintendo and preparing people to have a positive thought in their brain.
Yeah.
Because we have a sour taste in our mouths from the Wii U.
Yes.
No one has
Yes.
a positive experience with the Wii U. It's just it doesn't exist. If you like I have a Wii U, I want it, and it's a Wii with another thing
Tablet.
that added onto it that you never really want to use because there's no use to it. No one did anything with it. It sucks. It's
Right.
terrible, right? And you can't sell it for jack squat, so you're stuck with it. So you've got this Wii U. Everyone's mad at Nintendo. And so they say Pokemon, everyone gets stoked. And then they say, guess what? We're going to give you all your feel-good games from Nintendo's glory days.
Back from the days, yep.
And we're going to make you happy with us. And then we're going to pitch you our next new big idea in the NX.
And
Boom.
you were gonna like it.
And you're starting from a happy place, not from, but the Wii U. No, you're thinking
Wii U is so bad.
NES
That's
Mini and Pokemon Go.
fair. That's smart.
So, I will. Here's okay.
So
Go, yeah.
the other thing that I've heard too is that people are getting this for their kids.
There you go. That's a safe early gaming. That's what I.
That's why my wife and I are buying it.
I was-
My son is going to love it.
That's
Yep.
what I've heard. People are like,
Will
I'm gonna
they?
buy it. I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna give it to my daughters,
An
and they're gonna.
iPad game looks and plays better than any of these games will.
Okay.
Can I borrow your cell phone, please?
It doesn't matter. My son, whenever he watches me play the weirdest stuff, and he gets captivated by it. You know what he loves to watch me play? Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
my
okay.
emulated
Side
Ninja
scroller,
Turtles.
baby.
Side scroll.
Okay.
That's what he wants to play. That's what he wants to watch me play.
Smash buttons.
Yeah, he loves Super Mario. It's easy. The controller's small enough for him to hold in his hand. Doesn't have to deal with keys. That just goes back to there's a reason why it was, touchscreens are great. The iPad is great. But this is when he's sitting at home and he's playing this, like I can just and guess what? Nostalgia.
Yeah.
I want my son to play the games that I love.
Right. Yes.
I want him to
That's
see
what I've
it
heard
and
a
I
lot
want him to
about.
experience it.
Kind of wish they would have chosen a few different games. Like for me, like Leon has here, like Super Mario Brothers 3 worth the price of admission alone. Like, yes, that is one that I think I'd pay $50 to have on a box that I could play anytime. And I know I can emulate it, but controllers. I don't know. So I do $50.
Get a controller.
Just get in.
Get a
stick it
one that
in.
looks just.
It's
So-
accessible to everyone. Though.
I-
It's
here's-
not
I love
just for those who emulate on their computers, because I know so many people who say emulating is too complicated, it's too difficult,
yeah.
it's too this.
It's
And this is just look. I pay
Plug
$60.
it in.
I have everything, and I never need to worry about it
get
again.
it for the kids.
For the simpleton.
I wish there were some
Yes.
better games, right? Because not better. Of the ones that they have, there's some really early gen stuff that's just
Here's-
pixelated and bubbly, and I think they could.
One of my coworkers said he's more interested in them re-releasing the Super Nintendo.
The actual Super
So, yeah,
Nintendo.
I would be
Nintendo,
way more interested in
and
the
then
Super
they
Nintendo
heat-
than
And
the
will
SNES.
they?
He says
It
if
may be
they
the
do,
next
he
step.
says this
Is it
one's
the next step?
He said this one's gonna be okay, but the Super Nintendo is what I'm really hoping.
What happens
they do.
when they drop the next now super mini box with 30 or 40 games for $59.99 and everybody buys that?
See again though, like
Business wise, this is a
Well,
smart
why
move.
don't
Like
they
it's working. They're gonna be able to
Is
cover
it
their
a smart
costs.
move?
They're gonna
Here's the
cover
thing,
their
but here's the
costs.
thing, They can't keep doing that because they've already remade all the N64
They
games.
can't. This is all this is. It's
All they
all
can
this
do is
is
the
a
Super
build up,
Nintendo.
and if they don't do something, if they don't do something Wii style with the NX, if it doesn't dramatically change the landscape
Right,
like they're
right.
saying it's supposed to
Agreed.
do,
Right.
if it doesn't, then all it is another Wii U experience, and they're not going to be able to blindfold everyone with the nostalgia reboot of the NES and Super. They're not going to be able to do it. Pokemon will only take them so far, and it's going to be like, well, guess what? You guys are out of the console gaming thing.
Maybe
It's
if their
just what it
damn
is.
servers were stopped crashing, things
See, I
would
just
be
think,
okay.
like when I think about it, I think from well, if you think about it from like a PlayStation perspective, right? Like we do have arcade archives.
Yeah.
You can buy Final
$5 a
Fantasy
piece.
VII. You could buy Final Fantasy VII today,
Ten
as
gigs.
it was,
Right.
you know,
bought it. I play it.
20 years ago,
I didn't
however
play it,
long
but I bought
ago. You can buy it today as it was, and it's great. But if you go back and you play that, it does not take long for you to be like, man, this feels really dated and it's difficult to play, and
You gotta wanna.
it's
You
like
do,
I
yeah, you
I
do.
went back 2 or 3 years ago and was like, I'm gonna play through Final Fantasy VII. I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna do it. I got maybe like 3 hours in. I was like, this is
Hard.
damn near unplayable. Like it is very
You're
difficult
spoiled.
to get into
That's what it is.
because,
You're spoiled.
because we have become accustomed to
Yeah, we
better games.
Yeah, we have.
And so there's two things that I think, there's two reasons I think this is a bad move. Obviously, people are excited about it. So it's good. It's creating buzz. That's a good thing. Anytime there's buzz and people are hyped, it's a good thing for a company. Here's why I think it's a bad idea or a bad move. There's no longevity here. There is no, this to me is like a, this is like a bunt. If you're playing
Really?
baseball and
Okay.
and someone throws you a fastball and you just can't hit the ball hard enough to get a home run, and you're like, I just need to freaking get on base. Like, I just need to get on base right now. And you just hold your little bat out and you get a little wimpy,
Tap it and
a little
walk.
bunt,
It's
and you
Moneyball
make it to
time.
first base. Like, this is a first base move. And I get that enough first base moves can get you to home plate. But, like, it feels so lazy to me.
think so, too.
I hear
It
you.
just freaking
The-
feels
it's
lazy
just-
to me.
I
Like,
don't-
I can't respect this move. Like, I am so sick and tired of Nintendo not doing anything interesting. This isn't interesting. This is literally exactly what they do. This is what they do.
This is
They
the
just
MO.
keep doing it. They just keep releasing
That's
the same
it.
crap. Same IPs.
It's all already available. It's all like, who isn't gonna buy this that doesn't either have a Wii U or a Wii? Because you could get all the digital classics, and you don't have the control, but you have the classic control. Like, I bought Super Mario 3 for my Wii, and that got my fix in, and it was just the same crappy graphics, and it was right there, and I think it was like $2.
And it was fun, and you probably played it like 4 times, and you're like, I'm good.
When it comes to the
also-
longevity of Nintendo, this will not do it. All this can do is build hype and give attention and turn the eye to in a positive way to the NX. And if the NX isn't the NX, if they don't come out with something, and oh my goodness,
Here's what the
Heaven
NX
save
is
us
gonna
all,
be.
if there is not a new IP,
With what they're doing, the NX is just gonna be all of their old games in one box.
Exactly what it's
that's
going
gonna
to be.
suck so bad.
It's already
That's
only
the
Zelda.
only thing that will make the money.
It's already
Dude.
only Zelda.
And Open world Zelda does look
And
pretty
I
sweet,
will,
though.
and at this point right now, I love Zelda so much, and it's however geeky that is, I love it
It's okay.
so much that I have been putting money aside just to experience Zelda.
I love Zelda. I love the Link.
I will not
Zelda
be
2.
buying the NX for Zelda.
You should see
No
my
matter
little
what.
bookshelf
How about
with, like,
Mario
my
Kart
Zelda
or Super Smash
compendiums
Bros?
and my old strategy guides all used and worn to garbage. My Prima guides,
Little
from-
notes on the
dude,
side.
my notes.
I get
dude.
having a deep love for a genre. I get it. Like
Destiny.
I love right. I love Destiny, but like even a long term genre like Metal Gear Solid. Like
Right, long-term.
I've played every Metal Gear game that has come out, but those are always that's like a new chapter in a continually emerging story, where
Well, Mario
I mean,
Galaxy
Zelda
went
for
to a
me-
whole new galaxy.
Zelda for me just feels like it's like just a new Zelda. Like it's not- same people,
little bit
same
older.
characters,
He's a
they're
little
doing the
bit
same shiz. Like,
Ganondorf's a little bit tougher.
Stuck in time.
yeah, it's
It's gonna
I don't
repeat
know,
itself.
Like, Claire, my wife, has a deep and abiding love for Zelda, all things Zelda. But even like Skyward Sword, she was like, "This is not as interesting as some of the other ones that I've played."
Skyward
And I'm
Sword
not,
was not my
I'm not super
favorite.
interested. And I really am just sick of them not innovating. Like
Same.
So
They
Leon,
can't.
as a kid, like, do you remember playing Star Fox for the first time, Star Fox 64, and being like, boom,
3D World Runner. That's when I remember.
Blew my mind. I
Like,
remember
Star Fox 64 was mind blowing. Even dumb games like WCW versus NWO Revenge,
Yeah.
where you could go out and like pull bats out of this crowd and go beat people
Yes,
as
I
Sting,
remember.
you know, or Rey Mysterio Jr. doing flips around people's necks. Like that
days.
felt innovative as a kid.
so Leon
Nintendo
wants to
has
know-
not been innovative in a very long time.
Leon wants to know what would be the home run. What would it be?
a new IP.
Nothing.
A new IP.
You would have to. You're leading with Zelda.
What
I get
was-
it, but you have to have something new and engaging. Otherwise, it's
What was the
It's
last
a dud.
new successful Nintendo IP?
Zelda. Is there anything?
Monster Hunter.
I mean,
I mean-
like new.
Yeah.
I have no
Pokemon.
idea.
Like what do you think of? Was Monster Hunter a Nintendo?
The only
It
thing
It was
that
Go?
like a handheld.
yeah, on
3DS.
handheld on 3DS. Like all it was on handheld, and I think it made it to the Wii, or now the Wii U. But it's the newest IP that I can think of that is still around that wasn't part of the NES classics.
Pokemon.
Like
Pokemon wasn't an NES
which
classic.
no, and Pokemon's a handheld again. Like
So it's so that's the thing. They can come up with new IPs, but when was the last good one? I don't think they are capable of coming up with a new
can't even
good.
think of an
Exactly.
of a
They're
Zelda
so
IP.
stuck in their own kind of
They
history
can't.
that
They
they can't do
can't
anything
get
new.
out. They can't get out.
Yeah.
I can't think of the last good Nintendo IP that was
There isn't one.
Animal Crossing in 2001.
That, like,
There it
broke-
is. There it is. Animal Crossing.
2001.
That's it.
That was
2000
over
Animal
10
Crossing
years ago.
is their last
15
one,
years
and
ago.
they've
Yeah.
just and again they just recycle Animal
And then that's
Crossing,
what they've been
which
recycling.
they're also talking about recycling into the NX. They're doing they're making an app companion where like Pokemon Go, where you can go to new areas in Animal Crossing, but it's on your
I could see that.
on your
On
mobile
your
device,
mobile device.
and you can link it. It's a different experience when you play on the console.
But
But,
that
that's
was-
another
They've
big
got a long
selling
road
point.
to hoe.
that's no longer a new IP. That was
No.
a new IP
That's not a new
Way
IP.
back.
We're not
way
negative
back
Nancy's,
then
Glenn.
on the
we got 2
GameCube.
negatives and 2 positives.
Dude, shut up, Satan.
Yeah,
That's
Glenn.
That's a
What
good
do you
balance.
got?
That's a good balance.
I,
Well,
don't know,
I can't think of the last Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
on
Not a
the
new
GameCube.
IP.
Well, Smash Brothers.
That's been around since
That's been out since
64.
64.
Oh, that was the early. That was right. And then they went on to the Mario Party. When did that one show up? The Wii?
64.
64.
64.
Too, right? Man,
So
we've got some work to
GameCube?
do.
64
Like
was
what-
there.
Yeah, probably Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube. I think the GameCube was the last time they came out with the
What came
IPs.
out on-
I'm trying to think of what came out for the
anything
Wii U.
Metroid.
Wii Sports.
Metroid was
The
on.
new Metroid.
It was a new
Metroid's a classic.
Metroid. It's a classic.
Metroid's a classic, but the GameCube had a good Metroid game.
Right, but like I couldn't think of any. I couldn't think of any good games
They
that
need
came
a
out
home
on the
run.
Wii.
Like that's a problem when we are having this conversation. Like
Right?
we play games.
We play a lot.
and it's
and I
like
don't
dot,
know.
dot,
I think
dot.
Animal Crossing is the last big
What a snooze
thing.
fest.
Well, does Wii
Animal
Sports?
Crossing
Does
and
Wii
Wii
Sports
Sports.
count?
Wii
Yeah.
Sports.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right. Bowling. I'm
Yeah,
good.
bowling.
I'm
I'm
trying to
good.
think of what I bought for the Wii on my Wii, but it
Wii
was all
Sports,
Mario Kart and Smash Bros. And Animal Crossing are like the only games
Yeah.
I played on my Wii.
On my Wii, that's
I
what I have.
won a Wii at work, and I only ever played bowling. And we bought Skyward Sword, and Claire didn't like it, so we got rid of it.
There you go.
Yeah, I have Skyward
Wii
Sword sitting so
Sports,
they
I
can say
think.
that I own it, and I beat it
I did
because
like
I
Twilight Princess.
owed
though.
it to Zelda.
And Wii
that
Sports
it.
was
I
like
liked
the
it.
new
I like Game Boy
innovative
Zelda.
thing at the time too, because that was when
Yeah.
motion. So that was innovative.
It was an innovation to controls, and they just gave us a bunch of mini games and then nothing else.
And that worked.
And then Wii U, they were like, "Here, look, it's the Wii Sports part."
So I think this is what for me.
I kicked my foot.
Um,
Sorry.
I think this
Didn't see
highlights
it.
for me why I appreciate Sony. Like I feel like Sony is constantly looking for ways to innovate, and they would rather err on the side of innovation than on the side of safety and like
Lately,
non-progress,
yeah,
right?
It seems like
For
that's
sure.
where
Like,
they're leaning now.
I think they dropped the ball with Move technology back when they launched it. Like,
But it was one of those risks,
didn't-
right?
it
They
didn't
just
go well.
didn't apply it
But
as well as it could
if
have.
Morpheus does well, then Move pays off
Right? True.
because they integrate together.
Yep.
Like if Morpheus does well, Move pays off. And I feel like Morpheus is, and maybe I'm totally off the ball or off the mark, but I feel like Morpheus is panning out to be something that looks like it's going to work.
There's
I
hope.
feel.
Like, I never felt like Move was going to work.
right that PlayStation, that Sony has learned from their mistakes. Like the PS3 did not sell well at launch,
Right.
and they fixed that mistake, and the PS4 did sell well. The PS Move did not sell well. I feel like they learned from that mistake, and they're going to implement that into.
I think they understand that
Morpheus.
peripherals have to be perfect. Like the functionality has to be there, the games have to be there, and I think they're building
the
they're
price
building that
thingy.
they're building that ecosystem, and I think they're doing it right. Like I was never interested in picking up any Move stuff. Did any of you guys pick anything up? Like
Yep.
all of us, I think we may not be able to afford it, all of us, when it comes out, but like I know we're all thinking
Yeah,
like
we
we all
touch
want VR, right?
yeah.
Like we all want to get our hands on it.
Just once though, because then I think I'll get sick. So it's a one-time thing. I just
Yeah,
want
we'll
to
see.
put the helmet on one
borrow
time
it.
and then just be like, "Whoa,
Just
that's enough."
puke as you're. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the game.
Yeah.
Dad, are you
Vomit
okay?
bucket. Yeah, that's gonna be.
What
my
if they
one
did?
time.
Like that's the new like Sony Party, or instead of Mario Party, and it's like these
Can
are
you
like
make
college
that
frat
puke?
parties. You put this on, and it's just gonna make them think they're spinning in circles.
It's good. I went to
Roller
Lagoon.
Coaster Tycoon.
Honestly, for just I think Nintendo's got one last shot with me, and then it's kind of like I still have my hand. I don't. Or probably they're still the king of the handheld.
Like one last shot for everybody. I mean,
That's
really,
true.
if they don't hit something on this one, it's I don't know how
They
much
had to
longer
go to
they.
mobile though.
That's true.
Like 3DS died, and they were saving the mobile for super bankruptcy, and it hit, and so they're like, "All right, here's Miimoto, here's Pokemon Go."
And there's no excuse. I mean, for crying out loud, you've got access to amazing developers, amazing innovation. You have access to all of it. You don't have an excuse.
I feel like they're so steeped. They're so focused on their history that they're going to lose track of their future. Like they're going to lose focus on their
That'd be the
future.
theory, yeah.
Stop
just-
walking
I
backwards.
just
it's freaking
think-
us out.
Their future's in the wrong spot. Like now that we mentioned Wii Sports, and that was the last success, that makes sense as to why they're doing so much. Like Miitomo is supposed to be their new next big thing. Just you're me, and that's
Yeah.
supposed to be a huge part of the NX, and that they're data mining us. That's all Miitomo was
Yeah.
just learning about us, so they could. It's
So
just-
they
Didn't
could
touch
do
it.
it's
Yeah.
good. That's good thinking right
Yeah.
there.
so
Interesting.
Didn't touch it. The only thing that brings me to Nintendo is Pokemon and Zelda, because right now they haven't launched anything else.
That's yeah. They got staying power.
It's
All
only
right,
So-
let's new release it.
For PlayStation 4, we have 10 Second Ninja X. I don't know if that's 10 or supposed to be X, but it's 10 Second Ninja 10 or X.
Cross-buy.
Yes. Cast of the Seven Godsends, Redo.
Redo.
I Am Setsuna. Not, like KNOT. Lifeless Planet Premiere Edition. Moon Hunters. Neverwinter.
I think Neverwinter
is a PC game.
right? But I
Yeah.
think somebody said it was free today.
Yeah, I thought
Was it Neverwinter?
on there.
And Master Dugong mentioned that free.
There you go. Ninja Pizza Girl. That sounds
That
like
sounds
me.
solid.
Ninja Pizza.
Obliteracers. Orc Slayer. Spy Chameleon. Sorkos Legends. And then for the Vita, the cross-buy is 10 Second Ninja and Spy Chameleon.
I gotta say, like, of all of the new releases we've had in weeks gone by, this like set of names has got to be not only easiest to pronounce, but like the best set of names. Like these are some cool names, like
Ninja
Lifeless
Pizza
Planet
Girl.
Premiere,
Ninja
Moon
Pizza
Hunters,
Girl I like.
Ninja Pizza Girl,
Ninja
Obliteracers.
So not just a bunch of weird
yeah, but they're
Asian anime names.
Yeah, exactly.
That's usually what they are.
These are like ones I actually have some interest in.
Samurai Blade.
Orc Slayer.
Imagine. I can't even think of words for it. Just weird
There's
words.
some weird ones out there. Very cool. Love it. Cool.
Sexy Blade Killer Ninja 42.
So this has been episode 104 of the Little Big Cast. Thank you for joining us. As always, we're going to start the end of the show with a shout out. First of all to Ben. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for joining us,
Thank you
Ben.
for being one of our Patreon supporters. It means the world to us. We appreciate being here and flexing your boobies for us on the screen.
Thank you.
I feel like
Crew.
we get the kickbacks from his wise investments in Nintendo. That's
sure.
that's his. That's
Literally,
his
I told
Patreon
I
support.
literally told my wife that. She's like, you keep on
Supporting these
donating to this thing, and
Who
I'm
are
like,
these
yeah.
guys?
She's like, what is this thing? It's $50 thing, and I was like, oh, it's this. And she got really mad at me for a minute, and I was like, well, sweetheart, look, I'm funding this from here, and I had to like show her my paper.
This is where my money comes from.
This is where the money comes from. She's like, it's our money. Yes, sweetheart, it's our money.
And if you want to support somebody out there for $50,
That's what I did. I said,
making
if you want to
cups-
support someone, she's like, I want to, whatever. Thank you, sweetheart, if you watch this.
Thank
for
you.
allowing me to
Yes.
support.
Thank you.
Because then I get to come on the show.
But we're glad you're here. We appreciate it. Mikey, if you're out there listening still, thank you for the support. Everybody that supports the Patreon, thank you so much.
Yeah.
If you are not a Patreon supporter but you would like to be, you can go over to patreon.com/littlebigcast and throw a couple bucks our way. We love it.
Segway.
If you don't, we're going to keep making content every week because we love to hang out and chat with each other and chat with you.
It's either this or gambling.
Right?
That's true.
Should do both.
So
Wendover.
The next show's in Windows.
the next show will be next week.
Great idea.
Yeah, the next show will be next week, same time, same place. I won't be here next week, guys. I'm going to be in
So sad.
an abandoned scout camp in southern Idaho.
Oh.
I'm going to be in.
Roughing
Don't
it.
die.
So
I'll be in southern Utah.
I apologize that I will not be here, but the camp and fort, as it were, will be held down by the awesome LBK crew.
Stay
it out.
tuned and hear all about Jeff's adventure in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, if we survive, I am planning on taking firearms to protect us against bears if it becomes a problem.
There are
Bears.
always bears in Southern Idaho.
So we'll see. Anyway, this has been episode 104. My name is Jeff Hawks. Thank you for joining us. You can follow me on Twitter at Jeff Hawks. And if you want to play Overwatch, Destiny, whatever, send me a message, send me a friend request on the PSNs. My PSN ID is Mr. Hawks, MRHOX. Again, with me today, Mr. Ben Heater.
You can catch me PSN Spartan _ at the end with a 1 instead of a T, or follow me on Twitter at BL Heater.
Our own Rachel
I
Hernandez.
hate when people take the full words to names and I'm left with needing to use letters too. I'm Pirate Rachel with a 3 instead of an E in the word pirate. So
I would
It's so legit.
I wish I could do that.
It's so
Here's
legit.
the problem.
I love your handle so much.
Mine is just Jeff Hawks.
J2FF.
And so if I put, like, I don't want to lose my Twitter ID,
Well, no.
but at the same time, like, I'm nervous that me geeking out about video game things all the time on my Twitter account somehow, like, illegitimizes me as a professional. I
need a
gaming
gaming
all the
account.
time.
Somebody's
Maybe
going to hire you,
that's why
check your
I'm not.
Twitter, and they're just going to be like,
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
It
Use my
stresses me out.
LinkedIn. Don't use my Twitter.
I go
It's a
through
terrible
the
idea.
alias so people don't see all of the nasty,
your
crude
brand
things I
separate,
say on
yeah.
Twitter. Yeah.
Maybe I
Finally.
should do that.
Follow me
We're
on
handing it out.
Facebook.
Mr.
I'm,
Duchat.
I didn't even bother putting my name in there, so I'm Knight20. That's where you'll find me, KNITE20, and yeah, I'm pretty professional.
Perfect.
I keep it real.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next week Adios.
Bye bye.
Bye.